So it's an enormous challenge where veterinarians are playing a big role. Okay? So this is more about, so I think the real issue is what we refer to as grand challenges, wicked problems, that can really impact anywhere an outbreak can happen. There's global warming. How do we look at the research we do and say, it is in context of what's really happening out there? I want to just challenge you to think that the research that you're doing is in that broader context. Not just, I'm interested in something and I'm just doing that. I used to do that too long ago. 20 years ago, it was okay to just specialize in my little thing. But does that impact humanity? Does that impact the animals that you work with? Start thinking about it that way. Challenge yourself to think that way. Because what we are seeing is that it can impact populations. These are the moose in northern Minnesota, where because the temperatures are dropping, the ticks that survive on deer very well. In cold climate, these moose do well because the ticks don't attack them. They're actually calling them ghost moose now because a lot of, as the temperatures are dropping, elevating, these ticks are eating away these resources. So we may think of the viral-borne illness or the virus itself, but look at the whole context here. Temperature, the climate, the biodiversity, ticks, deer, moose, how it's all together. So, just to give you examples of livestock health, for those of you who may be interested, we're looking at neonatal pigs and how they're maintaining influenza infections. We're looking at how influenza infections are prolonged and affected by population-based dynamics. We need to understand that. Role of infectious aerosols. We're trying to understand, I may be a farmer and I have pigs in a small farm, but your farm is maybe 2 miles away, and if your farm there is affected with an influenza, and you think it is just in your building and I have my building protected, am I safe? And the answer, as it's turning out, these viruses in the form of aerosols are traveling distances. And so understanding how that dynamic in this climate, which may not be relevant to a neighboring climate because of the winds and all that, is critical. And the people who need to understand are veterinarians, in conjunction with people who understand aerosol biology. So that's when you can do problem solving. We have our faculty who are looking at anthrax disease and the ecology and wildlife human context, and they're doing this in Uganda. So we have faculty who are going there, our students who are based in Uganda, they come back, and this is a group of faculty. We have faculty who are working on endangered hawks. So Julie Ponder, who is the director of our Raptor Center, she's been going repeatedly to the Galapagos Islands. For a student, I hope she can take with her, what a treat to be able to go to the islands where Charles Darwin did his initial discoveries. And because we are, and what she is finding is that, again, it's not just that disease, it is the entire microcosm that we live in. I already talked about the deer issues, and we have big issues of transfer of bovine tuberculosis between deer and our cattle. So in the global food systems, I mentioned this to you. We are looking at proactive assessments in a way to find science-based decision making. That is the key. These have to be science-based, because foreign animal disease outbreak can affect your livelihood, your health in your communities. And that is what we need to remember, why this is important for us. next time you read a newspaper and somebody says something, think about what does it mean for us. We cannot be ignorant about it. So that's the bottom line. Agro and bioterrorism, foodborne illnesses, disease outbreaks and spread. This is a global issue. It's no longer my little town, my little country. So the focus areas are monitoring, mitigating, developing, improving, and advancing knowledge. That's what we need to do. So ultimately, what we have created is a program for our faculty at the University of Minnesota, at the College of Veterinary Medicine, where we have 3 signature programs. And these 3 signature programs don't always work in isolation. They are able to connect, and we promote and support collaboration and partnership. That is the key to success. And that is the research culture that we are trying to force. We have not entirely succeeded, but that is the culture that we are trying to create. We have to clearly, it's easy to talk. Everyone can say things. So our faculty are saying, okay, what are you doing about it? So we are making investments. And I can tell you, I was a faculty demanding before, now I'm on the other side giving things. It is never enough. It's like a kid at home, never happy. You know, the parents never do enough. It's something like that. But training the next generation, providing leadership skills, recruiting, and being able to retain because you have the right culture. People are happy where they are. It's never perfect, but how better a job can you do than what we have? And finally, recognize and reward. That is key. Because faculty X is doing a good job, all right, he will do it or she will do it, let's not worry, let's focus on somebody else. They will become unhappy and want to. You have to figure out a way and incentivize faculty. So we are trying to build this culture that's based on accountability. Just because you get something, it's not given to you. You need to be accountable. I want to hold X accountable for the money that I spend. I am held accountable. My boss holds me accountable for what I promised to do. That kind of thing. We have to broaden networks. I'm here today to understand what you people do because you have so many things that I don't know. That's how I learn, and that's how we broaden networks. When I talk here, you have picked something about us. So it's a mutual exchange, that's how we broaden. The ability to respond to emerging issues, strategic thinking, break away from silos. If there is one message I have for you that I have learned, is you have to break away from silos. Silos is these small boxes. My own lab, my own group. Break away from that. I'm not comfortable working with you because I think yours is too difficult or different than me. I don't understand. But that is how we are going to learn and break those dynamics. So if I can stress be strategic, be collaborative. And have a finger on the pulse for non-traditional ideas. We don't know. I mean, we never would have got funding from the sources that we have funding today because we felt, oh, that is not an area they fund veterinary research. But we were able to participate in a program with people, and that's how we do it. All right. So, and this is just to give you an example. If you look at some of these faculty that we have supported in the last few months, small internal grants. They are from different departments who have all come together. A lot of these, this is just in the last 1 year that my office has supported. People across departments, one from one department, one from another department. These who are from different departments. So that is the key, and we put in about $1 million in internal funding to support our research programs. So I want to close by saying that Minnesota may seem like a very cold place, and even on a day when there's a blizzard, classes rarely stop. We still go to school, we still enjoy games, and life just goes on because then there is spring and then there is fall. So I have liked this saying, is that the best way to predict future is to create. And I have really enjoyed coming here. I want to thank you all for the invitation to visit your great school, and I look forward to meeting you, some of you in person over the next few days, and thank you very much.